Camera down. We got the fans shaking in the back. Let's see who comes to this little impromptu, unannounced show with me laying on the bed, recovering after an insane workout. Let's see who comes to this little announcement to hang out with your boy. We got one person here. So when you show up, let me know who you are in the comment section. Say hello so I know it's you. Got some announcements that I want to make tonight. Raven, what's up, girl? How you doing? Aren't you at work right now? Who else do we have here? It's your boy, Bad ID Gaming. Jody Ann Clark says hi. Hello, Brian, says Kimberly Kristen. Kay Beasley says hola. What's poppin', says Jay Arrington. Raven says nah, tomorrow. Okay, cool. So happy you are live. I'm happy too. Philman, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name because I don't want to butcher it. The ENTJ here. Welcome, ENTJs. Hope your Friday is going well. I won't keep you too long today. Mark Clark says, thanks for you. Oh, thanks, Mark. That's really kind of you to say. Thank you for watching, man. If it wasn't for y'all, believe me, I wouldn't be making them because I certainly don't make them for myself. I do not think I'm all that interesting to watch when it comes to me watching myself. I'll take comp downstairs to join there. I love your videos. Thank you, Jody. So kind of you to say. So here's the deal. Real quick, and I'll probably have to say this a couple of times during the course of this very brief live broadcast. If you are not following me on Facebook, we need to fix that because I will be going live later tonight. Right now, it's about 7:30 in about an hour and a half. Piff, I've been watching you since gaming videos. You're dope. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate that, man. You go way back if you've been watching my gaming videos. INFJ out here. What's up? So in about an hour and 24 minutes, I'll be going live on Facebook Live for tonight's call. As a matter of fact, it's the funny thing about doing as much content as I do and working with as many clients as I do is I talk so much. Like last night, you guys didn't know about it because I didn't announce it. I did a private keynote speech at a coaching conference where they wanted me to come and deliver the keynote. And one of the things I find with what I do is I do so much of it. What in the world is going on? Facebook's tripping, so give me a second here. No, I want to leave the page, Facebook. That's why I clicked away from it. If that's okay with you. I'm getting messages all over my Facebook page right now. Apparently, I said something that has people excited. Let's go to events. So basically, time zones, Mario T says, time zones. What's up, Mario T? So 9 o'clock tonight, we're going to be talking about choosing the right career. And so the point I was making was I do so much public speaking, so many videos. I do a lot of videos on Facebook that I don't even bother putting on YouTube because I've been in the YouTube game a long time. I've been coaching people on how to market on YouTube for a lot of years at this point. I've been doing, guys, ladies, I've been doing social media since before there was a thing called the internet, okay? I have been online literally since before there was a thing called the internet, and it really hasn't changed as much. People are always talking about innovation and it's evolving. It's really not. Humans are still humans. The systems change, but the behaviors don't really change that much. And one of the things I find funny is I talk so much that in the course of making, at this point in my career, I've made over 1,000 videos. Thank you for your videos, says Constant Canvas. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. I say so much that usually from video to video, I don't even remember what I said in the previous video. And people are like, the funny thing is people will comment on something I said in the video and give me no context. They'll be like, yeah, I think you're right about this, especially on Tuesdays. And I'm like, what are you, like, I know I shot this video and you're watching it. And the way I create my content, it's a compliment when people do that. I don't get annoyed by it. It's a compliment when people do that to me because it lets me know that my yes, the Facebook page, the profile pic is the same. And for those of you trying to get ahead of the class, no problem. It's BryantChambers page on Facebook. I'll explain why that's important here in a second. And it's a compliment to me because what those types of comments tell me is that the way I'm producing my videos is having the desired effect. When you watch my videos, I want you to feel like, just like we're doing right now, that you are having a conversation with me, that we're just sitting and chatting, and I'm sharing something with you that is in some way, shape, or form going to have a positive impact on your life. Okay, it's going to bless your life. It's going to empower you. It's going to encourage you. It's going to inspire you. It's going to kick you in the behind a little bit. Sometimes I know I get tough on some of my videos, but it's because I love you. It's not because I want to hurt anybody or I want to project. Like, it's funny when you deal with insecure people. They're like, your fake confidence doesn't scare me. And I'm like, it's not fake confidence. I'm being tough because I have a love for you and a love for hopefully pushing you into the life that you want to live. So people will leave me those comments and I'm like, I have no idea what you're asking me about because I filmed this video 3 weeks ago. I know you're watching it today, but it was filmed a month ago. And there goes the smoke alarm because my wife is cooking. Uh-oh, the one up here is going off too. And so let me open up a window and we can get some of the smoke out of here. Oh, looks like she figured it out. But so people ask me those questions, but it just means that my videos are having the desired effect, that you feel like you're just hanging out and talking to me, which is how I want them to feel. But the reason why I'm live broadcasting tonight is on YouTube is to remind those of you who, one, weren't on the last call, or maybe you don't come here and watch all of my videos. Like, you just come, maybe you watch a video here, you watch a video there, so you're not up to speed on what's been happening. And I really hope she gets the smoke. Like, every time she cooks something, the dang smoke alarm goes off. I feel like the smoke alarms are way too sensitive in this house. This is a new house for us. Well, we'll just have to talk over it. But if you've not been keeping up, I announced on the last YouTube live call that I'll be switching over to doing my live calls on Facebook, and there's a very specific reason for that. If you haven't noticed, I've been doing, if you follow me on Facebook, and hopefully you do, I've been doing a lot of content there that I don't do on YouTube. I do videos there that I don't do on YouTube, and obviously I write blogs on Facebook that I can't write on YouTube because YouTube doesn't have that type of social infrastructure, which is okay. YouTube's a different animal. I think for you marketing folks out there, YouTube is really trying to compete with Amazon and Netflix. They're not necessarily trying to compete directly with Facebook. Sure, they'd love to pull some of the attention and eyeballs away from Facebook, but the audiences are nuanced and have different expectations when they're on both platforms, which is really important for you to know if you're trying to get people to pay attention to you. But I'm saying all this to say, make sure you're following me tonight because the live call's not going to be on YouTube. It's going to be over on Facebook. As a matter of fact, let me just pull up my Facebook page here. And the event starts at 9 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. For those of you who are in different time zones than me, I'm in the New York City time zone. And so at 9 o'clock tonight, we're going to be talking about how do you actually choose the right career for you? How do you know? How do you know what the right career for you is? They should make their own movies and shows to draw in the crowd, says Mark Clark. Cool. How do you pick the right career? This is a talk that I really need right now. Good. So Jay, make sure you're on Facebook 9 o'clock tonight. But here's the catch. You guys need to make sure you're following me on Facebook and don't just like the page. I definitely want you to like the page. Definitely want you to do that. But I can't stay up till 9 BC. That's okay, Diamond Tree. You can watch it after the fact, my friend. And thanks for coming back, Diamond Tree. I got a lot of respect for you coming around and checking all these out. It shows a lot of discipline, shows a lot of strength of character. So much respect for you to keep coming back after what we talked about last time. I have a lot of respect for what you're doing, and I wish you continued success, my friend. Oh, speaking of which, Diamond Tree, I got a special little shout out for you. I was hoping you would show up tonight. You can't make it to the Facebook call? No sweat. I have a gift for you, my friend. Send me a message on Facebook tonight, a private message. And all you have to do is just say, hey, you wanted me to send you a message. I am going to respond to you with a secret free access to the White Belt program for my Social Media Ninja Academy. Okay, so my Social Media Ninja Academy, you're going to get free access to it tonight. You had told me on a previous video that you really want to learn how to do your YouTube marketing and get things right. And that money for you, and I'm familiar with your circumstances. I won't share them on the internet for everybody to hear because that's your business and I don't want to share it. But you didn't have the money to get into the programs. No sweat. I got you covered. Shoot me a message tonight. I'm going to hook you up with special access. And then hopefully before the end of the night, you should be able to log in and start getting the training that we do there. You'll get, I think with the package that I'm going to hook you up with, you should get at least, I want to say 15. I may be getting the hours wrong because I forget how they're all broken up. But I think it's about 15 hours of content, 10, somewhere between 10 and 15 hours of content that you'll get that'll really help you as you get started. And I know because you're starting so early in your life, it'll help propel you as you go forward. Okay, so that's on me. Totally free, and you'll also get access to our private Facebook group that nobody else has access to but paying members. Okay, do I have to watch it? No. This all works at your own pace. Okay, once you get the login, you'll be able to log into the website where the training is, and it's just like it's like Netflix. You can just pick the videos. Now, I suggest you watch them in order, but you can pick the videos and just watch them when you have time. Let's say you have 15 minutes to kill, and I think the first video is not terribly long. Let's say it's 30 minutes long though. Just watch it for 30 minutes, pause it, and then you can come back to it on your phone or on your laptop or however you consume the context. So I wanted to tell you that. I'm glad you came here tonight because that was a conversation. I didn't realize that when you told me that whole story about your life, I was like, oh man, I should have just hooked this dude up, because I hook people up literally all the time. I gave out free memberships. Get this. This is why it pays friends to pay attention to the emails I send out. I don't care if you pay attention to anyone else, because the stuff I send out has a lot of value. I sent a similar deal to 900 people, more than 900 people, and only 26 of them took me up on it because they were too busy with their life and they thought that I was, just another huckster marketing guy that was trying to sell them something. Wasn't trying to sell them anything. Was trying to give them free access to something that I know is better than other programs out there because I've taken the other programs. So that's all for you, Diamond Tree. Thank you so much for being a part of what we do here, and out of respect for the discipline that you've shown, your discipline's going to pay off. You're going to get free access. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program here. I'm getting ready to go eat dinner with the family, so I won't be too long. You're most welcome, Diamond Tree. Thank you for being thank you for being a ninja. So here's the bottom line. Tonight, 9:00 p.m., Facebook Live. All right, I'm going to be broadcasting on my Facebook page, BryantChambers page, not Bryant Chambers, BryantChambers page, my actual fan page. And if you've been keeping up with all my content, you're already aware of the fact that I've been transitioning to becoming way more active on Facebook. ENTJ Rules. Hey, thanks, Philmon. I've been transitioning, and I've been talking about transitioning to becoming way more active on Facebook than I am on YouTube. Now, technically, I've still been dropping a video every single day on YouTube, and that probably won't change at least for a couple of weeks. But I think as time goes on, you're going to see two very specific things happen. And like I always say, for those of you that follow me for the marketing advice, pay attention to what I'm doing as well as what I'm saying. And what you're going to see here, and I don't mind sharing my strategies with you. It's not some big secret that I have to keep from you and then sell you an ebook with 3 steps that don't help you. But here's the bottom line. You've seen me already get way more active and engaged on Facebook. One of the things I love about Facebook is it lets me actually connect with you all in a way that's actually easy. And I don't have to sift through, somebody left me a comment that I need to go back to a video from 3 years ago because they commented on a comment, and YouTube can't make that easy for whatever reason. But especially not on mobile. It's even worse on mobile. But becoming more active. What's your time zone? Eastern Standard Time. When you like the Facebook page and go to events and you sign up, you'll actually get the reminder when I go live. But it's Eastern Standard Time. Or Eastern Time. You're going to watch me become way, way more engaged on Facebook. And there's a couple reasons why. One, I believe in engagement, not just making videos to try to get views or subscribers. I couldn't care less about that stuff. What I care about is making sure the right message gets to the right person at the right time in their life so that they can apply the knowledge that's in the video to whatever thing you're trying to accomplish in your life. Facebook gives me a much more powerful platform, I believe, to be able to do that. Facebook does not rely so heavily on virality, okay, as YouTube does. Like even YouTube, and Facebook does this to a degree, but I know how to create Facebook on content that keeps people engaged in a much easier way than YouTube allows me to do it. You know, YouTube is very set in its ways with what it wants. Facebook gives me a lot of room to wiggle to get content in front of people that YouTube just doesn't do, at least not when you're a smaller channel like me. But most of my target audience is way more active on Facebook. When you look at the programs that I have, so we have the marriage experience, okay, that's focused on helping people develop healthy, happy, fulfilling relationships that eventually lead to marriage, and then walking people through how to put a marriage together. You know, I'm a 15-year veteran of having a really happy marriage. All right, it's not always unicorns and rainbows. You know, I like to use that term a lot, but it has been pretty awesome. Okay, Drafty says, can't thank you enough. You've been the dad I never had. Wow, thank you so much for everything, really. I appreciate the advices. You know, I had people in my life like that too, so I'm just paying it forward. So thank you for your kind words. It's just I think it's my responsibility to pay forward the people that did that for me as well. So I'm happy to do it. It's my honor. Facebook, easier platform to connect on. More importantly, my target audience is way more active on Facebook than they've ever been on YouTube or like Instagram. Okay, I'm on all these platforms. I do marketing for other companies and for myself, so I have to be on these platforms to understand how they work. But Facebook gives me the best opportunity to reach my target audience, get the messages that they need to receive so that they can get out there and actually execute on them. The next thing that you're going to see, and we've been building up our Patreon. So for those of you who are like, I'd love to be able to contribute to this in some way, but I don't necessarily want to buy one of the products because I'm not interested in it, you can always support us on Patreon as well, patreon.com/BryantChambers. No amount is too small. No amount is too big. If you have $1 million to throw at us, cool. Believe me, we know what to do with it. If you got $1 to throw at us, it's cool. Nothing too small, nothing too big. And I think every tier on Patreon gets some type of discount or something on my programs. But when you look at the programs I do, like marriage, nobody on YouTube is talking about marriage, okay? It's just, it's not. And in fact, the very strong demographic that is talking about marriage, one demographic in particular, or I should say maybe psychographic and not demographic, are Christians. For example, right? Faith-based organizations are very heavily focused on marriage, more so than the younger millennials who are on YouTube that by and large get married much later in their life anyway. So the type of audience that's attracted to YouTube on a daily basis, they're not really thinking about marriage so much, right? When you look at the 69 Pillars of Success program that I'm building, if you stick around to the end of all my videos, you see those pop-ups come up to go to my website and check out that program. The 69 Pillars of Success is a program that I'm currently building. I'm shooting content for it now. We're uploading it. I've shot several videos. I've even already started shooting bonus content for it because I want to deliver more than I'm promising on. And those of you that come on my live calls, you get kind of the inside scoop with what I'm working on because I don't talk about this on the regularly scheduled videos so much. But we're filming for that. At some point, if you're on Facebook, you're going to get the announcement when we go live. There's going to be a group of people that get the program for free. That is disabled veterans. If you are a disabled veteran and you are following me, you pay for nothing. Let me say that again. If you are a disabled military veteran, and I don't care what service, and you are following me, there is not a program that I run that you are going to pay for. Not my 69 Pillars of Success. When that comes out, it will be free to you. Okay? Not the marriage experience. When that's already live, if you want in that, it's free to you. Okay? The marriage experience, the social media ninja academy that I run to teach YouTubers and teach other businesses how to run their social media to get clients. Some people are really focused on, I need to build a really big channel, and they want to do that because they want to make ad revenue. You kidding me? I remember not too long, matter of fact, November last year, I sent one email and made more money. In fact, I'll tell you how much. I think it was about $2,700 off of one email in 24 hours. You name one video you have in your entire arsenal that made you $2,700. And that number I can't remember the exact number because the email went out and then people started purchasing something that I was selling. But the point is, regardless, that's way more money than most people's whole channel makes in a year, let alone on a single video. And I'm doing that with, peanuts numbers compared to some of the people who have these huge followings, right? So I have a Social Media Ninja Academy where I'm showing people how I'm putting all that together. And we just talked about how the Diamond Tree is going to get free access to that tonight. If you're a disabled vet, you get into that for free. Anything I create after that, no disabled veteran in this country is ever going to pay for anything that maybe not anything. I might create something that legally I have to sell or whatever, but as far as I know right now, you're not paying for any of that stuff. Okay? And the point there is these programs that I run, you can tell, and I'm actually going to be doing a career development program eventually. I've got the curriculum set up for it. I just haven't started producing content. Cool, Diamond Tree, I see you. I'll take, as soon as I get off of this call, I'll get on Facebook and get you all set up. Just be aware that you may not get access to everything until later tonight when we have time to go in, log in, and get you all squared away. Building success, building happy and healthy relationships and marriages, understanding, and really the focus of my channel, the why I do what I do, first and foremost, is to eradicate fear. Like so many of us live with fear that our parents put on us, or that society put on us, or school put on us, or life experience put on us, and that fear keeps us from taking the necessary actions to win. And so all of these programs that I create, to include the Social Media Ninja Academy, which I don't know any other social media coaching program that takes you through personality tests and then helps you map your personality to the things that you're naturally going to be good at, and then teaches you how to be a compelling person. I don't know another person that does that, right? When you look at the programs that I'm running, and if you're curious, like if you wanted something to compare the programs to, like the Ty Lopez has the 67 steps. I've been through it. It's amazing. The 69 pillars is similar to that in terms of how the content's going to be delivered. But a lot of what I have to say is different from what Ty has to say because I have very different experience. I don't believe Ty has ever been in a situation in combat where he's had to lead. Like he talks about leading businesses and leading companies. I don't know that he's ever had to lead 100 people in an environment where people were paid to kill him. So my leadership experience, not to take anything away from Ty, because like I said, his program is amazing. But my leadership experience is a bit different, all right? It's a little different from Brother Ty. So I have a perspective that I believe I bring to the table. And are there really 69 pillars to success? Of course not. There's thousands. But these 69, I believe, are the most important frameworks and mindsets that you have to develop if you want to start winning at things. And we have to get out of this stupidity of marketing where people are like, here's the 3 tips that got me 6-pack abs. There's not 3 tips. There's 1 tip. Be disciplined and consistent. But what does that look like? Because now that you know, okay, I need to be disciplined and consistent, but what does that look like in the gym? What does that look like? Like, which exercises do I need to do, right? So I believe there's things that I've learned from my mentors, things that I've learned from my own personal life experience, things people have taught me, from my father to Socrates to Sun Tzu to people like Jocko Willink, the famous Navy SEAL. These are people that I'm learning from. Gary Vaynerchuk. These are people that I'm learning from. My spiritual mentors. Someone on this call said, you were the father or I was the father that they never had. Hopefully I'm not old enough to be your father. But I get what you mean because I had a mentor early in my life who was the spiritual father that I had never had. I didn't have anyone to teach me about spirituality or understanding the Bible or these things the way that he did. He was a very powerful person in my life, and he taught me things that I'm going to pass on to you. My mother and father taught me things about loyalty. They taught me things about overcoming racism. My pops grew up when segregation was still going on. At least my father that raised me, not my biological father. So that's all going to be packed in there. And I say all that to say, I'm not trying to sell the thing to you. I'm saying all that to say that when you listen to what I'm talking about, does that really sound like what YouTube is consuming on a daily basis? right? And I'm not going to leave YouTube or quit YouTube or anything like that, but I have to focus my attention and my efforts in the place where I am going to have the greatest effect and impact on people. And I've been studying YouTube for a lot of years, and this past year I've been interviewing people about their social media habits, and these are things that I've been building into my social media ninja academy to help people understand. For example, on this trip that I just went on a couple weeks ago, I interviewed about 15 kids that range from age 12 to age 17 just about their social media habits. Like, what do you do? Do you watch YouTube? You'd be surprised how many of them don't really watch YouTube. And how many of them, everyone keeps talking about how Twitter's dying and Twitter's dying and Twitter's dying. Almost all of them to a person were like, oh, no, we went back on Twitter because of XYZ. Right, so these are things that I'm learning because I'm in the world. And I'm also interviewing younger millennials and figuring out, okay, what are you all doing? Right? Because I'm like the big brother to the millennials. The younger millennials, I'm like, okay, what are you doing on social media? Okay, Instagram, why is Instagram so right for the way that you consume and produce content? And what are your behaviors like? And I've had a lot of people that have been gracious enough to share that personal information with me. And I've been able to apply it to my marketing strategies to understand how to, no, I don't want to install a software update, Apple. Leave me alone. No, I said remind me later. So yeah, like a lot of people, like Philman said, assume that Snapchat, young people are all about Snapchat, but that's not necessarily true. Yes, there are a lot of young people on Snapchat, but there's also a ton of young people who are going back to Twitter from Instagram, and there's a reason why. And these kids have been sharing it with me. I'm like, wow, I'm learning a lot from these folks because I'm not in high school. I'm not hearing what the new hip stuff is. I have to go do research. Like those of you who are in high school, you're in the place where you could be doing a ton of market research by just talking to your friends or just watching what your friends do. And yeah, not to take anything away from Snapchat, it's insanely popular with young people. But I've met a couple young people, especially the really, really young millennials, who are like, no, I'm on Instagram. I don't really mess with Snapchat. Like, interesting. Right? So, point being, tonight you need to be following me on Facebook, and especially if you're just tuning in. I am going live in about an hour. I may be a few minutes late because I'm getting ready to go have dinner with my family. But in about an hour, I'm going to be going live on Facebook Live, and I'm going to be talking about how to choose the right career for you so that you can be happy with a lifelong career. And what I watch is a lot of people are either kind of forced into a thing by their parents or they don't know what to do, so they get bad advice that tells them, oh, you need to play it safe. You need to not do anything crazy, like just go to college, get a job, go do that for 30 years. By the way, going and getting a job and doing it for 30 years is dying. I don't know if you're aware of that. That's not going to be how the world works, and it's going to come sooner than you think. All right, so these are the things we're going to talk about tonight. The beautiful thing about this particular live call, and this is something I want to change and I want to do a little bit differently, is I'm going to talk for a while. I'm going to share with you some of the principles that I've learned as I've developed my career, and I've had mentors help me develop my career. I'm going to share with you a little bit of knowledge and information, but then I'm going to open it up to questions. It's going to give all of you an opportunity on. Now, remember, I'm not broadcasting this on YouTube. I'm getting ready to end this call here in about 2 minutes. But on Facebook Live, so you need to like my Facebook page, follow the Facebook page. and the other reason too is so that you can, and the bottom line is I'm moving my live calls to Facebook because until YouTube makes some changes to the way that they handle live, Facebook, I believe, gives me a better platform to work with the audience that follows me the most. So my live calls going forward are also going to be on Facebook. So you need to be prepared for that. And if you're not following me, if you're not liking my fan page and following me, you're not going to get the notifications to know that I've gone live, and you're going to miss out when we talk about choosing career, how to build your social media profile to help your career. How do you use social media to build relationships, not just dating relationships, but relationships with people, networking, right? My focus with kind of the life strategy has always been focused mostly on career and relationships. That's something that I'm very well versed on. You know, I can talk about other topics because I'm familiar with them. And Facebook saves the conversations. Thank you, Raven, for bringing that up. Facebook saves the conversations so that we can go back and like if you leave me a question that I can't get to during the call, I can always go back and comment it out. YouTube deletes all that stuff as soon as the live stream. Like all the comments you're leaving me here are going to be deleted by YouTube, which never made any sense to me. Why not Twitch? Because I'm not gaming. I don't know that the Twitch audience has anything for me. But yeah, I just want to make sure that you all are prepared for going forward. Facebook is where we're going to be focused, so you need to make sure, I'll say it again, Raven, do me a favor and post the link to our Facebook page in the feed again. So everybody in the comments, you're going to see Raven is going to post the link to my Facebook page. Make sure, what I need you to do is like it, and then in the following menu where it says following, mouse over that, or if you're on your phone, it probably works a little bit differently. And make sure you click on see first. That's going to let you know immediately in your feed when I'm broadcasting. And if you have notifications turned on, it'll actually send you a notification to say, hey, Brian's live. You don't want to miss this. And if you don't want to get the notifications, you don't have to sign up for them. It's totally optional, right? But going forward, so the last thing, Facebook's going to get a ton of focus, and what you're going to see as we continue to build out the Patreon is I'm also going to move into podcasting. Honestly, I think podcasting is going to be huge for what we're doing here. I was listening to a live call with Gary Vaynerchuk and Ryan Holiday. If you don't know Ryan Holiday, he wrote an amazing book called The Obstacle is the Way. It's actually on my book list, which you should definitely be checking out to know what you should be reading, to stay up to date with the trends of the world and to stay up to date with just how to improve your life. I share a lot of really good books that mentors have shared with me and things that I've just read on my own. But Ryan Holiday was talking about one of the things he loves about podcasts is that the content I create doesn't have to focus so much on virality. And that is, and now if you're interested in the podcast, make sure you go over to patreon.com/BryantChambers and throw us a buck. We have a finance goal of $500 a month, and that's going to let me know that and it's not about the money. I mean, I'm not asking people to pay for my podcast because I think that's stupid. You're basically putting your money where your mouth is. If you say podcasts are important to you and you believe that I add value, then contribute to it, not for my sake, but so that in essence you are partnering with me to go out there, reach people, and change lives. Okay? That's the way I view Patreon. Patreon, I'm not using it to beg for money because it's not about the money. I can start a podcast without $1, but I want those of you who believe in this mission to destroy fear and to help people understand their destiny, and then to give you the tools, the knowledge, and the skills to actually go accomplish a destiny. What I've spent my whole life doing is coaching leaders, period. No matter what I've been doing in my career, that's always been a part of it. So if you believe in that mission, then throw a bone in there, put your money where your mouth is, and instead of thinking of it like I am donating to this person to keep their show on the air, because believe me, you can never give any money and the show is going to stay on the air. I don't need the money for the show. It's you basically saying I support this vision to reach people and change lives. And then it helps you understand that you're a part of this, right? It's not just me doing it and you watching. You're now no longer just a spectator. You're an active participant. Go ahead and shut my window. I don't want any bugs getting in here. You're an active participant in us working to change the world. But the bottom line, so that's, Raven just posted the link. It's patreon.com/BryantChambers, and it's facebook.com/BryantChambers page. Make sure you're following me. So that especially when we go live tonight, you don't want to miss the live call tonight. Tonight's live call is literally going to change lives, and I don't want you to miss out on that. But what I loved about what Ryan said, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it really liberated me in a way, because one of the things that frustrates, I mean, it doesn't frustrate me, but one of the things I don't like about marketing is the understanding I have of human biology and psychology in order to reach people, especially in a YouTube or a Snapchat or an Instagram environment. I don't have this issue quite as much on Facebook, which is why I prefer that platform as my primary platform. I still use all the other platforms as kind of a supplement. But one of the things I don't like is having to take advantage of viral, right? Like I have to take advantage of the principles that make a video viral just to get people to watch it so I can have their attention for 5 minutes. To like, how does that sound? Like I have to jump through hoops to get your attention, to get you to listen to something that's going to help you. And it's like being in the Matrix. It's not fun for me because like I can consume training content for 8 hours a day and I'm on high. Like, yeah, I love this. Most people aren't wired like me, and I respect that. But the reason why Facebook and a podcast does really well is a podcast isn't relying on virality, because a podcast is a more passive activity. So you're listening to that while you're driving in your car, or you're in the shower, or whatever it is you're doing. You can do other things while you're listening to me. So I don't have to become like a clown or whatever. I don't have to do outrageous things to get your attention and have really emotive faces to get you to pay attention to what I'm doing, or knocking on the screen like people love to do in Facebook ads. I don't need to do all that on a podcast, because a podcast, people expect to come and get deep dive, and I can go deeper on a lot of topics. On YouTube, I don't typically try to make hour-long videos because, frankly, I don't have the time. I got too many other things to do to be making regular hour-long YouTube videos. So I have these kind of 3 to 7 minute, and then I have some 20-minute videos when I have more time to shoot. But a podcast will let me talk for an hour, because I can do that while I'm doing other things, right? I don't necessarily have to be beholden to a camera and location in the set and making sure my lighting is squared away. I can just pull out my phone and shoot a podcast. So that's something that's coming. If you're interested, then make sure, if you have it. Now, if you don't have anything to give, like if you're completely broke, then don't worry about it. Like I said, we don't need the money, but we're using Patreon as a gauge. Like and this is a marketing trick, by the way, it's a marketing hack. We're using Patreon as a way to gauge interest in products. Like people do this on Kickstarter all the time. They show you this awesome picture of this watch, and they say, this watch can be yours if you help us fund it. They haven't built the watch yet. They're just seeing, like, if we can raise $1 million to make all these watches, then we know there's a market for it, right? Like Shenmue 3 for you gamers. Yu Suzuki was like, all right, let's put it on Kickstarter. And if Kickstarter gives us, I think it was $3 million once it was done, they were like, okay, cool, let's go make the game. If people are willing to put up $3 million, we know we have an audience. It's the same thing with a podcast, right? We get to $500, then I know there's enough people with skin in the game who are going to be listening every week. And I'm not like, because I don't need to say these things. I know everything I'm saying to you, so I don't need to be on camera on the microphone saying any of this stuff. But I want to partner with all of you and I want you to be a part of changing the world. And when you support organizations and people like me, you're supporting that mission to kill fear and to help people discover their destiny and give them the tools, the knowledge, and the abilities to actually go accomplish it. So you're not 50 to 60 or 70 years old wishing, or you're not like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite talking about how awesome you were during high school football, right? Like I threw 4 touchdowns. So that's the deal. I went 8 minutes longer than I said I was going to. I got to go have dinner with my family. Make sure you're following me on Facebook. Raven, one more time with the link if you don't mind. BryantChambers page. Make sure you like it, and then also follow it and click on the follow menu. Click see first, because then you'll know when I go live, because you'll get the message immediately. It's just like hitting the bell on YouTube. I know many of you that are watching me live do that, and that's how you're watching me live. So definitely get at me tonight. We're going to go live about 9 o'clock. I may be a few minutes late, so don't worry if we don't start right at 9, because I'm going to, dinner with my family comes first. Even though I love you all very much, I love the people that I live with maybe just a little bit more. All right, so I love you guys very much. Remember that we are stronger than I, and I'll see you over on Facebook.